Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Punishing Grey Raven video. Now I know the game is not released yet, there should be like 2 more days, but if you are watching this early on, and I hope you are, because I'm going to teach you guys a couple of things, a couple of mistakes to avoid, just a quick one. And also, I've been talking to a bunch of players, veteran players for sure, and most of them have different opinions, which is what surprises me. Like, some of them said that this character is the best, and then the other one said, you know, the girl is the best, and etc. Now, obviously, it's all going to come down to your preference, and I'm going to give you guys a couple of reasons as well. So let's talk about it. Now, first things first, alright? Keep in mind, when you are to do your pulls right here, if you guys notice in this tab right here, the first main tab, this one on the left right here. So this is going to be the beginners, like the beginners banner. Alright, on every gacha game, you will have this beginners banner. If you guys played Genshin before, there's this beginners banner where you can get Noel or something. So it's sort of a similar concept. In this banner, the first S character that you get is going to be random, if I'm not mistaken, and the PT is 40. So if you keep pulling in here, eventually, you're gonna get your character from here, right? Now compared to the second tab right here, so once you have pulled here 40, you're done. Alright, you don't have a chance to pull here again. If you want to get the next S character, you have to go to the second tab right here. So these banners, all of these banners, to get the S character, which is the highest rarity by the way, is 60 pulls. Now keep in mind, before you do anything, alright, so if you guys are not aware, if you pre-registered for the game, or even if you don't, I believe you should be able to get something called the S Selector. Now the S Selector is going to allow you to select one of the 5 S available characters that's available at launch. Now as you guys can see, the 5 characters that you can select is Leaf right here, and then you have Karinina, and then you have Nanami Pulse, you have Lee Entropy, you have Kamui Tenebrion. So 5 characters. It's free to get before you use your S Selector. Alright, so I just want to remind you guys, before you go to your inbox and be like, oh, I'm just going to choose whatever I want, the waifu that I want. Do not do that yet, alright? So wait until you pull from this particular beginner banner, because once you get 40 PT, you're going to guarantee an S character. You might get the S character before the 40. I think it's a 0.5% chance for each pull. If you can get it within 10 pulls, then congrats, you're lucky. But here's the thing, don't use your S selector before that. Alright, make sure you guys pull on this banner first, because you don't want to get a dupe, especially at the beginning. I mean, dupe is not so bad. End game, you ideally need dupes to upgrade your character to rank up from B to A to S, etc. But the thing is, early on, you want to try to get at least 2 S characters. Alright, you should be able to get 2 of them for free. With that being said, let's talk about the free S characters that you can get in the game. First one, we're going to talk about Kamui. Most of the time, more than likely, I would say 80% of the players out there are going to say that Kamui Tenebrion is the best option out of all the 5. Why is he the best option? Because he has squinty eyes. Any characters in any anime you watch that have squinty eyes, that means they are OP. They are OP AF. Alright? You see squinty eyes characters in the future, just pick them. They'll be the strongest meta for the long time. But jokes aside, I don't know why every single game that I play with squinty eyes characters, they tend to be like the strongest one. So Kamui, what is so strong about this guy? So first things first, this guy is a tank. Why would people recommend picking a tank? So again, I just want to stress that he's the best option because number 1, he does both damage and also armor break in a way, and he's also one of the core member if you're trying to build dark teams in the future. Now of course, he is still one of the most relevant character of all the S. Up till today in CN or JP or whatever, players are still using him. So he hasn't fallen off at all, he's still very strong. Now let's talk about his abilities for a bit. As you can see, his basic attack launches consecutive attacks with a greatsword, dealing physical damage. Alright, so he has physical damage and also, alright, launches consecutive attacks at the target with Dark Blade, dealing dark damage, which is very crazy. Alright, core passive, he will gain extra 10 energy from the 3 ping. Physical resistance and dark resistance will increase when in these dark forms. And his signature move, he enters the dark form, transforms all his skills, okay, to dark type, and he gains this super armor. So his dark damage is increased significantly when in dark form. So by far, Kamui is going to be the easiest choice for everyone looking to follow the meta. But what if you don't want to follow the meta? Who would be the second best choice? Let's introduce you guys to the next character, Karinina Amber. Short form Karen. Now, I'm not sure if I want to pick Karen right here, because picking Karen is kind of cringe in a gacha game. Imagine you play gacha game, oh, I'm going to try to pick Karen. Not sure if I could ever sleep at night. But seriously though, this Karen is a waifu for sure. She's not quite lolly, but I think she's somewhere in between. So let's talk about her skills. So Karen belongs in a fire team, and apparently in the CN server, fire team falls off later on compared to something like a dark team, right? Which is why Kamui is going to be the preferable option compared to something like Karinina Amber right here. But she's probably the second best choice right now. In terms of the damage that she can deal, she's a DPS, right? Attacker, as you guys can see right here. Now jumping into her skills, man, look at that. I really like her style right here, right? So in terms of the basic attack, she launched consecutive attacks at the target, dealing physical damage. Enhanced basic attacks deal fire damage. Now that's very cool. Core passive. So in combat, she gains 3% of thermal energy per skill level. And you can basically gain this by performing 3 pings and signature moves, of course. And she will become enhanced after the thermal energy reach 50%. So her signature move is gonna be really interesting. She shoots a laser at the ground by fire damage, leaves a path of fire for 5 seconds after finishing the move. And all enemies in the path takes fire damage. Now keep in mind, like I mentioned again, a lot of players have told me that the fire characters or the fire element in general just falls off later on. So I'm not sure if you guys want to pick her, but personally, I think I'm going to go for her. I'm either picking the waifus, alright? So let's talk about the third best option. Besides Karinina, who would be the third best choice? If you don't want Kamui, you don't want Karinina, then the third best option is going to be none other than Leaf Luminance. Now the thing is, Leaf is actually a supporter or a healer, so most of the time you don't want to pick the S-class supporter. You ideally want the S-class, which is the highest rarity in this game, right, to be DPS. It makes sense. You ideally want to just use the B or the A-class supporter, because most of the healing that those supporter provides are going to be more than enough. But the thing is, she's also really strong in the long run, and she is, if I'm not mistaken, she is range, so it's very easy to use her. So let's have a look at her skills. So her basic attack is range. She can deal physical damage. Core passive, 20% chance to trigger light penalty that deals physical damage when hitting marked enemy. And she can heal allies based upon her skills. And if you look at the signature move, she consumes 100 energy, deploys a wide range energy field, and deals physical damage at random enemies in the particular area, and also increase everyone's physical damage resistance. Pretty good. So yeah, these 3 are going to be the top choices for sure. But let's talk about the other 2. So we have this character, Nanami Pulse. So she looks pretty interesting. So she's going to fall off later on, same like Karen as well, Karinina. So keep that in mind. Now in terms of the skills, she basically has this saw blade thing, which is really cool. Deals physical damage, right? And she also does fire damage. And also reduce fire resistance of the target by 8 seconds based upon her core passive. And her signature move is really interesting. I think compared to a lot of other characters, she consumes the least amount of energy, where it only consumes 30 energy. And she charges at the target, deals fire damage to enemies in the path. And the last choice is going to be Lee, or Lee Entropy rather. So if you're looking for a husband though, pick the squinty eye dude. He's going to be much stronger, which is Kamui. Lee is going to be the least favorable one between the 2. Let's talk about his skills regardless, right? Okay, so you can see it's quite simple. Basically just fire consecutive damage, dealing physical, right? And then the core passive, after any 3 ping, which is 3 combination, consuming the next red orb will carry out consecutive shots that deal physical damage. Signature move, 100 energy consumed here, but calls in fire support from long range energy cannons and deals a bunch of physical damage. So yeah, top 3 choices are going to be Kamui, Karinina, and Leaf in that particular order. Now again, if you want to pick your specific husband or your specific waifu, go ahead. Alright, make sure you guys pull here first. Get to this 40 PT. Keep that in mind. Alright guys, so that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys plan to pick? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, because I'm curious, are you guys gonna go meta like Kamui? Or are you guys gonna go for waifu because it's a PvE game, right? As always, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give this video a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.